What's happening, people?
Coming for you crackers with my pistol in my khaki. Know the snap cheaper than 100,000 baggies. I'm saving the hood. Honkies are my lackeys. Don't endanger brothers. Still use the word bag, and I want different type of time. Davies, a Midwest. Been blessed to still be rapping. Statistics are convention. Chilling like a villain, plus my children are that boy. His daddy felt like Krillin, but he black is the
What up, people?
damn near a superhero. Ton of black supremacy. But my daughter finicky. So I live the slang. I don't slang the live. Wanna hustle up more dirt, the boys and friends. Please blame me for my sins. For me spotless clear lens. It's obvious. Your voice ain't only door hands. It's not a Christ thing this year. A white thing. The guys, this real. This son is a thing. I don't know what to do. What to do about my skin. Half my people tolerance, the other half are sick. I fuck with Dr. Boy, skin black, squeeze and loud. Dr. Umar, plus whoever be the Quran. And we don't stop, we just keep with the times. Waiting for a chance, overpower the moms. The white moms, the ones who blind. Barbara, Becky, Karen, Susan, and Tom.
She woke up looking for the enemy. That's you and me. Ignorant what she proved to me. Ha
It just hit me with a text, y'all. I think Ed just got the message that I'm live. What's happening, people? What's happening, all my people? One LVZ, man. A special, you know, live today. We're going to have young brother. Hopefully, we can get young brother Ed Stock in here with us. Chop it up with him. We're going to talk about it. We're gonna talk about music. We're gonna talk about some of the shit going on in the community, like motherfucking Ron DeSantis motherfucking Peckerwood, Poughton Peckerwood proclamation. You know, I want to talk about the Ron DeSantis Peckerwoods are Poughton proclamation. Yeah, it's the Poughton Peck. Now it's the Poughton Peckerwood. Ma. Now, no Peckerwood is allowed to feel uncomfortable or they suing your ass. You know what I'm saying? No Peckerwood is allowed to feel uncomfortable at work or at school or somebody getting sued. That's all the fuck they know. Ron DeSantis, it's like they coming up with new bills to out Peckerwood each other and shit. Watch. Somebody at the door?
No, I'm just unpacking what's it called? Juice.
Oh, you said coming. I didn't call you though. I thought somebody was at the door. Weezy, what up, bro? What the fuck is up with it? It's a bill that literally says that you basically is saying you can't discriminate against white people. White people are not being discriminated against. They are not. There is literally no oppressive white person bill. It would be counterproductive. How are the people making bills, making laws, making anti-white people bills? They need to stop this shit. It's just to fuck with you. It's all types of game. And speaking of all types of game, am I the only person that think Donald Trump called Vladimir Putin and told him to make it hard out here, go into the Ukraine and all of that shit? Seriously. Seriously. I get the feeling. Nobody, I know white folks ain't gonna connect it. You know what I'm saying? The 3 or 4 smart ones, Main Event Mark, most of them named Mark and shit, they'll come to my channel and they'll figure it out. Like, yeah, this don't make no sense. Black people talking about, man, we ain't fucking with Joe Biden, this, that, and the third. And then out of nowhere, a war with Russia kicking off. Get the fuck out of here. I'm sorry, Negroes. I have to ignore what you need because a war is about to happen. Man, I wouldn't be surprised if Biden called Putin, told him to invade. Somebody get the Klitschko brothers on the phone so we know what the fuck is going on. Get the Klitschkos on the phone. Shay, what's up, baby? Somebody get the Klitschko brothers on the phone. I just don't believe, coincidentally, all of a sudden, the new Cold War breaks out when they talking about ankle. And then what happened to the Build Back Better? They ain't building back better no more, huh? They say, fuck all that building. We've been sold a bill of goods, man, that ain't worth the container it come in. Yeah, I was looking at this shit. I'm like, God damn, it's a new bill that if white people's feelings get hurt, niggas getting sued. Anybody else peep that? That is new racist laws coming out. Yes, Shay, that is in Florida. You know how they go down there. I'm gonna have to boycott Florida. I used to like to take the kids to Florida. They got nice places. Bro, they got some weird ass laws in Florida. The white people can't be offended, love. I heard of a tyranny act. This is the troglodyte tearing me act. This is the caring about Caucasians Constitution. You don't care about Caucasians, do you? What do you mean? What does that have to do with anything? Lisa was sending me some paperwork about Clarence Thomas' wife being tied into white supremacists. And Clarence Thomas know about it. He cool with the shit. I was thinking to Lisa, who you think introduced Clarence Thomas introduced the white supremacists to his wife. I like the way you think. I need to introduce you to my wife. What his wife name? Becky Thomas. Sit down and eat before you make a mess and be food all over the place. Yeah. They just scared that people gonna learn, that little kids gonna learn that. See, white folks don't got no problem with racism. They just have a problem with you knowing that they did. That's all this. If you really looking at these laws saying, we don't really have a problem with racism. We got a problem with you knowing that you did it. Jabari ain't watching the damn game. Oh man. That's the whole thing. These motherfuckers they don't have a problem. They don't have a problem with you knowing they race. Oh no, that's terrible. I've never been racist. Get that nigger out of my. Yeah, everybody, Glenn Youngkin racist ass did something in CRT. You heard that motherfucking well, Shay, you mean black folks, not non-white, because if you think about it, hell, Ron DeSantis is non-white. Right? He's Cuban. Think about it, Shay. Just think about it. It ain't necessarily non-white. It's just black people, because fucking Ron DeSantis is a non-white. And that's the thing when you think about it. Look, yeah, think about that. Now he'll claim to be a minority, Shay, and claim to be oppressed, and then do some shit like hey Shay, he'll claim that they don't teach enough about Cuban history and Cuban Americans, and then do some shit like this. Mr. Cater, what's up, baby? Now, he like to say he ain't a white man, but he'll do till the real one gets here. Give me a second. Let's see if I can get my brother Ed up in here. God damn it. There you go. I got him.
Yo, there we go.
Hey, how you doing, young fella? How you doing, man?
I'm good. How you doing? I appreciate you sending me the invite.
Hey, man, no problem, man. No problem, man. I'm chilling. Just getting through this cold ass week here in DC. Trying to make $1 out of 15 cents, fella. You dig?
Yup. Shit. Every single day, man. Gotta provide for the family, right?
Damn right. Damn right. So
Right.
let me introduce you. Folks, this is my man OG Ed Stark. I told y'all go to his channel, subscribe. Check out his music because this one of the few young brothers I come across.
Hey.
I'm going through YouTube, right? Let me explain to you. I'm going through YouTube, right? I'm like, man, I can't keep listening to all of this destructive ass music at this age. At a certain age, I can't keep listening to murder, kill, Pop Molly's fucking business. No. And I come across a song with Boosie and Ed Stark, White Moms. I listen to it, and y'all hear me play it in the beginning of here. Coming for you crackers with that got me right there. And I look, and I said, hold up, this brother got the power sign up. Okay, this brother's flowing right here. Okay, this what I need to hear. This the type of shit I need. Let me put the people on to this. And I just been talking. I can't talk enough about you. I love what you do, brother. So you got all support here.
I appreciate you, and I appreciate you saying all that. You know, it's light-skinned people. You gonna make me blush, cuz. I do what I can, man. And it feels good. Like it's a crazy story. I don't know if like you told people that like how we actually connected, because you just happen to know someone that I know in real life. But
right.
It feels really good to know that I must have been doing something right to reach the people that I was trying to reach. And I might be getting ahead of myself if we didn't share that story. But did you see the movie American History X? I know you did.
Yeah, I definitely saw that.
So when the cracker took off his shit, when he was, in the joint and he had the swastika, because he, what I'm saying, he had to put out the flag, like, where my people at, type shit. Nigga, right. That's what I do with my music, though. I put it out, and I'm hoping that I can, connect with the people that are like-minded, right? And so it was just dope that it worked out like that, because it's tough. It don't always work out like that as far as the music goes. Like a lot of people just don't necessarily want to hear that. So
exactly. And like I was sharing with you that, I definitely understand where you're coming from, because me, when I was younger, that was exactly the type of music I was trying to put out. And that was exactly the same mindset that I went at it with. The only thing was I'm ingrained with natural pessimism. So I knew ain't nobody really, especially my age, was going to hear it. But what got me was when my father was riding around listening to it. And I was like, damn, I just knew he wasn't going to listen. And he started listening to everything and started telling people, nah, my son rap, my son good. And that's when I realized, I said, you know what? All right. Sometimes at that time, because that was in the late 90s, early 2000s. So you gotta go through the radio, you gotta have a booty shaking song at the time. And I wasn't about that shit. So I looked at your music and I could see the love of the music. I could see the attention to detail with the community. I could see the attention to detail in MCing. So that's what made me a fan, definitely. That's definitely what made me a fan. So, brother, I ain't just bring you on here to talk about music, though, because that's not what we do, really. We talk about what's going on in the community. And I felt, based on your music, you are definitely an example and a person I could chop it up with about that. So we doing our first session of Brother to Brother with OG Ed Stark, y'all. So today I want to talk to Ed about, I don't know if Ed saw my channel, but y'all know I went to AEW wrestling with my son this week, Ed.
I saw that, yeah. Yeah, I saw that. I did, yeah.
And it was a great time, man. It was a great time. I ain't gonna lie, it was a great time. But it was one huge, glaring problem. It was a moist, trans, black wrestler named Sonny Kiss that comes out in fishnets with his wrestling tights up his ass and a thumb. Lashes. This nigga had, but I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, and everybody look at him like, I don't give a fuck. I bought my son. I ain't expect this. So some Peckerwood sitting in front of me, right? He go, hey, I understand different strokes for different folks, but I said, nah, it don't matter. I'm a Chappelle guy. And you forgot you in DC. This where he from. I said, fuck all that. I ain't bring that. I said, you don't understand. He said, well, you got to understand that those, I mean, some people, everybody, he's a hero to somebody. I said, look, if that's your thing, knock yourself out. But I'm saying this. Y'all don't got that many black champions anyway in wrestling. Why the fuck do you have to have a trans wrestler?
They don't. They don't have to.
Right.
They do it intentionally because what the honky say? He said he's a hero to somebody, but your hero is toxic to us. Your hero is or that particular hero, whoever he's a hero for, right? I guess my response to that would be your hero is created, right? Because that character, they made him put on the fishnets, they made him a certain type of way. They made him that way to feminize us as a group.
Thank you.
So your hero, that whoever that person or that, you know, I understand it's a character, right? Whoever that character is a hero to, that message and that agenda is there specifically to destroy us. So that's not, I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like I can honor a hero that's a hero to your people, right? So if you're someone's gonna clown me if I get this wrong, but who's the Che Guerrero? I forget what country, but the South American. You see what I'm saying? You a hero to your people. You a hero to your people, and I'm with that 100%. Even though that has nothing to do with us, I'm with that 100%. That's your hero to y'all. He did good, or he or she did is someone who's a paragon of virtue for y'all agenda and y'all community and what y'all need to move forward and be successful in life. But when the hero is set up in such a way that it's specifically there to do bad on us, that's not a hero then. So then whoever that's a hero to, y'all is part of the problem. Y'all lost. And so that's not a hero at all. And you know what? My uncle got me into wrestling when I was a kid, right? And because I was raised by white people. My mama white. So, but my uncle black, married to one of my mama's sisters. So it's funny because my uncle, the black man, he got me into wrestling. I don't keep up with it anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's been a long time, but I'm not surprised that they put that in wrestling, professional wrestling, because they put that in every other form of entertainment. They do that with the music, you know, though, like in what I got to deal with. They do that with the actors, and they do that with anything, anywhere there's a successful black man, they're going to come along and feminize them, period.
Now, let me tell you what happened. The white guy that I'm going back and forth with says that he's a hero to somebody. I did the same thing. I said, but look, I'm coming at it as an angle from a black man. We don't have enough champions. We don't have enough not represented in this. I said, so what are you talking about? He said, well, is that community well represented amongst African Americans? I said, hold the fuck up. When we get pulled over, I'm quite sure he gets pulled over. It ain't because he gay. When they shoot you, they'll ask if you gay or straight. When they calling you a nigga, they ain't calling you a gay nigga or a straight nigga.
On my mama. Shit, yeah.
So
Right.
I said, so that is irrelevant. He said, but it may be some gay kid that's, black kids that are killing themselves. I said, look, I said, first of all, I'm the black one, right? He got quiet. He said, yeah. I said, so it's safe to say I'd have lived in black neighborhoods longer than you, no more black people than you, and been black longer than you. I literally know no kid that killed themselves because they didn't see a gay wrestler. But I do know, right? Hey, look, I had everybody laughing like shit in the row. I said, I literally have never, ever met any black people anywhere that said they had a gay black kid that killed themselves because it wasn't enough gay black wrestlers. But I know plenty of families who done got their family killed by police, random gun violence, racism, been locked up for bullshit sentences. Why the fuck I need a gay wrestling character? Why the fuck don't we got a Johnny Cochran wrestler? Man, I had motherfuckers laughing like shit up that joint. But I told him the same thing. I said, this is about an agenda and buck breaking and programming my kids. I said, and I noticed y'all cheer for this gay black trans dude way more than y'all cheer for the other black wrestlers. The other black wrestlers are bad guys.
Because they're not scared of him. Yeah.
Every other black wrestler is a bad guy. If you look at AEW, if you think about it, almost every other black wrestler is a bad guy. And like you said, my man Dante Martin from St. Paul, from Minnesota, his ass. That's one of the. I look at that young. He mixed race too, but he got the Black Lives Matter joint on his arm. He out there doing all types of acrobatic shit.
I don't mean to interrupt you, VZ. We ain't mixed race. We black. We just light skinned.
Exactly.
Our genes are dominant. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Our genes are dominant.
Exactly. Thank you for the correction. He's like because my man Dante represents, but they don't show him no fucking love. Like when I was like, if you watch a TV, they can pump the sound in and make it look like they cheering for him. But when we was there, it was me and my sons making most of the noise for him, and all the black wrestlers. So just a little some shit to think about, y'all. You gotta watch everything because they sneak shit in. Because we did not know that existed. My son had the look on his face like, "What the? Oh no! I know Dad Gray say something."
Yeah.
Now, Ed, have you heard about Ron DeSantis' new Peckerwoods Can't Pout proclamation?
Have I heard about what proclamation? Say that again.
The Peckerwoods Can't Pout proclamation.
No, you're gonna have to educate me.
Okay, in a case of trying to fight CRT, Ron DeSantis in Florida is trying to sign a new bill that says if white people feel uncomfortable at work or at school based on historical events, it say based on historical events or trying to indoctrinate people to make people feel guilty about past deeds that happened in the past, they can be sued.
Is this like so I haven't heard about this, and but this sounds like something I did see recently where it was this white bitch who got mad because whatever state she was in, wherever her kid was at, elementary school kid, and they was teaching them about slavery, and the white kid came home and asked her mom, "Am I evil?" And then she freaked out about some shit. That sounds like this. That sounds like a similar situation. So Karen's kid came home, asked Karen, "Am I evil?" And then Karen was like, basically, school board, you're not allowed to teach, history. You have to teach a fairy tale instead of history or something like that. Is that what's going on? But they're trying to get it in the law?
Basically. But now you can sue the school, your job, or anybody if I feel, say me and you at work, right?
Mm-hmm.
And me and you talking like, man, it's hot. Like I'll be working outside. Man, it's hot as shit out there. Damn. Boy, next thing they gonna do, crack the whip on me. Hey, man. I mean, come on, man. It isn't like that. I'm not one of those. We didn't say you were. But why would you say something like that? I don't feel comfortable. You see where I'm going? And you can sue your job, get that nigga fired, get both of us fired for talking about some shit.
And this is in Florida?
Yes.
Oh, yikes. That sounds to me very much like that anti-Asian hate bill. It's a bill specifically that I wouldn't even say protects one group. It just specifically hurts us.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't even protect one group. It just specifically hurts us. They talk, when they were saying, well, we can't make a bill specifically just to help black people. Why not? You make bills specifically to hurt black people.
but it's okay to hurt. Everything they do, look, I tell people that. They were like, man, I don't pay attention. I pay attention to none of that. I said, nigga, politics is about you. It ain't a law that they made that wasn't for you, nigga. So what you mean? Nigga, if they made a jaywalking law, it was so they can lock your ass up when they see you crossing the street, and they just needed a reason for doing it.
That's obviously a dangerous precedent, but I can't say that I'm surprised. And I mean, I'm especially not surprised because it's Florida. Not that it's anywhere better, nowhere else. I'm in Minnesota right now, born and raised. That's where I'm at right now, and it's supposedly a liberal state. It is. They hate us just as much here, shit. But
basically,
yeah, I'm not surprised.
Now, this is my problem. I got, Ed. There's some that they want me to believe some Karen's kid came home and actually asked their parent, "Are they evil?"
Because we know
damn well she didn't come.
I would have been like, "Yeah, well, let me tell you about Yakub." Like, I would have been like, "Yeah, actually." Like, according to history,
Katie, if you really look at it,
I mean, if you look at what European peoples did historically, I mean, like,
yeah.
What's your definition of evil? Exactly. Question. Let's define evil. Like, that would be the more prudent question. What do you mean by evil?
But personally, I just never believe that story that some little white kid gonna come home and ask their mother, "Am I evil?" Man, first of all, they already know from the shit that the parent done said that you probably are. I had a friend named Matt Johnson, right? Only white guy I can ever actually say I could call a friend. Mm-hmm. He has a brother that's black. His brother, his mom, guy with a black dude, had this little brother. Him and his little brother, it was like Woody Allen and Wesley Snipes. I used to joan their ass out laughing every day with them. So one day, he came to, he was like, both of them was like, "Well, yeah, mom racist, right?" And he was like, "Fuck yeah, I know mom's racist. You should have heard some of the shit she said to your father one day." I'm like, holy shit. I had to leave. I said, "Ain't this a bitch? For real?"
You speak it to the choir with that one, and I think that story, and I can that's merged. I can verify that I would like to think, I know I'm not, but I would like to think I'm speaking for all light-skinned people when I say that's the norm. I have a sister who is white, different dad, right? And I love my sister to death, but is she racist? Of course. Is my mom? Of course. Is my family, on her side, which is the only side that I've ever known? Of course. Why? Because and I don't want to like switch the subject entirely, right? I'm not trying to take us down into a different direction, but for white people, racism is the default, and that's what white people don't understand. You have to actively try to not be racist when you're white, just like when you're black, you have to actively try to not hate yourself and hate your own people, because anti-black self-hatred is ingrained in us, just like hate, racism is ingrained in white people.
Now, see, bro, I'm glad you talk about this, because I want to talk about this, because see, many a time I have said certain things from being from an all-black family, and most of us speaking from a predominantly black experience. We don't have your experience, but we always feel inclined to speak up for people like you, because we understand. We like, hey man, like, why jump on Colin Kaepernick team? I told people, I said, man, he was raised with a white family in Wisconsin. If you don't know some of the buried racism shit that went on in that house, you an idiot. He learned he was a black dude real quick. Okay,
so I apologize again. I don't mean to be cutting you off, but this is especially interesting dynamic for me, because I'm guessing, I don't know this to be true, but I'm guessing a lot of the people that follow you and listen to what you got to say are not from where I'm from. They're not from the Midwest, or if they are from the Midwest, they're probably not from Minnesota or Wisconsin or something like that, right? Mm-hmm. Let me tell you real quick the difference between Minnesota and Wisconsin, in case you're wondering, because there are black people here. But the thing is, in Minnesota, all the black people are in Minneapolis and St. Paul. And if you go any direction too far away from Minneapolis or St. Paul,
it's all white people.
Right. And it's the same thing with Wisconsin. Milwaukee, correct. Exactly. And there's a couple other, like Madison, I guess, Racine, I guess, but mostly Milwaukee, right? Okay, so but it's the same thing. But then the difference in the culture, as far as like white people shit, white culture between Wisconsin and Minnesota, is very Republican, very Democrat. And the only difference in that, there's only one difference between a Republican and a Democrat. That's a white issue. That's a white political spectrum. Is that in Wisconsin, where they predominantly Republican, they wear their hate on their sleeve. They call me to my face. In my hometown, they use platitudes and whatnot, but they feel the same on the inside. They just don't say it. So, you see what I'm saying? They don't say it like that. They don't say it with exactly. They're not going to say it to your face. They
guess what?
They sophisticated and they fuck you while you ain't looking.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. You know the difference? The difference is this. In Wisconsin, the white woman will fuck you and call you nigga to your face. In Minnesota, the white women will fuck you and call you nigga when y'all have an argument.
Okay, now you brought it back to the streets. Now you brought it back to the streets. I couldn't put it better. That's exactly right.
That's the difference. In Wisconsin, they'll fuck you, call you a nigga, say nigga around you. Like, I don't understand. He should know nigger. But
and they won't even know.
I would never treat you like that. I would never do that until y'all get to you fucking nigga. Yep.
No, that's real shit.
That's real shit. Right. So what I was saying was, I've always been under, like, we've seen certain stories where it'd be a black kid, it had a white mother, and she woke up and and the whole white family disowned her after raising her their whole life because she just realized that, hey, this not cool. What's going on? Then she found that she was told her whole life her black father was a deadbeat, when actually he was a nigga who slept with a white woman, and then found out the whole family was racist and they kept him away. He ended up having a whole nother family that he took care of. So what I'm saying is, can you speak to the dynamic of being a melanated child growing up in a Caucasian household, basically?
Oh, of course. Shit.
Yeah, no, I'm saying,
Shit, what you want to know? I'll tell you.
All right, like,
what you want to know? You want, like, we get it the nitty gritty, or I can just admit right now that I don't eat greens and it's not my fucking fault. Okay.
Oh, I know you don't eat greens. You can't.
I admit it right now because I didn't have them. I never had none until I was in college.
White people eat greens is kale in a smoothie.
Like, shit, what you want to know? Like, no, it's
no, motherfucker. You supposed to cook the greens, not put them in a smoothie. God damn it! What the fuck are you doing?
It's hectic, and I see it all the time here, and I've seen it a couple other places too. But it's I see it all the time here, man. It's
what I've noticed.
Yeah, give me a starting point, but there's so much. Like, give me a.
All right, right now we just gonna work on. Right today, we just gonna talk about education, Black history. How much were you? See, that's what I'm saying. How much were you encouraged or discouraged into learning about who you were?
There's no encouragement. There's no encouragement. There's hate. So I went to school. I went to a couple different schools, but it's funny because, like, for instance, I went to 2 high schools that was in the suburbs, which there was. I mean, there's Black kids, but and I say this type of shit in my songs. Like, in high school, only had 1 Black table. So both the high schools that I went to that was in the burbs, that was true of both of them at that time. It is a little different now because, you know, stuff is changing. But when I went to high school, there was in both these high schools, it was the same. So we're talking, I don't know, maybe 8,000-10,000 kids, and 3 different lunch sessions. And it don't matter what session you on, lunch A, B, or C. There's 1 table in the whole lunchroom where all the Black kids sit at. So first of all, there's not that many of us. Second of all, there's always infinitely more dudes than Black. There's way more Black boys in school than Black girls. And a large part of that is sports and how they recruit us and move us around and whatnot. And so you will be Black like myself in this school full of crackers. And it's all your or not all, but no, pretty much all your interactions with Black girls occur outside of school because ain't no Black girls at school. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of what you learn and how you socialize, you don't even socialize with a whole lot of Black girls. Now, again, I'm an 80s baby, so I'm speaking about now. I'm speaking about when I grew up. Now it's a little bit different. Everything keeps moving out. Now they're kicking all the Black people out of St. Paul, and the Black people are going to the south. It's like reverse, right?
Yeah, I've been saying it. I come up and see it.
But this is when I went to school. So, you know, and it's the same way in college. It's even worse. I went to college in Wisconsin, actually. So I got that experience as well. And it's even worse. Once you get to college, it's a bunch of niggas that they export us and import us to different schools to play their sports. There's no Black girls. And I remember I went to UW Stout for 2 years. And I do remember, you know, when we would be having the little house parties and whatnot, there was so few sisters that attended the 2 years that I went there, that they all fit in one house. And this is an enrollment of, like 10,000 or something. And then half of them, unfortunately, were trying to join white sororities. You see what I'm saying? Because they didn't have no black sororities. They didn't have no black fraternity, none of that. So that's
basically
you're not taught shit about your history at all. You're not taught anything about you're not taught actual American history, meaning you're not taught what actually happened to your ancestors, and you're not taught about anything relevant to your culture that can help you be successful, right? When I was in high school, again, this one of these same high schools I was talking about in the suburbs, I was told by my teachers, and I still remember this, which is fucked up because I'm 33 years old. I was told by this bitch, this cave bitch said to me, and because here's at the time I'm like, what, 13? I'm a child, right?
Yeah.
I'm a child in detention or whatever. And so she's a actual teacher. So she's got to be like probably roughly how old I am now. So I'm trying to picture my grown self saying this to like a 13-year-old white kid, right? Like I just wouldn't do it. But she said, what'd she say? And this is the reason, because the rule was you couldn't fall asleep during detention because it didn't count. You had to be awake. So if you put your head on the desk, you know what I'm saying? Like do this shit, they come around, wake your ass up, and they give you like one warning and then kick you out. This bitch got so mad, she gonna say, she cussed me out. I'm talking big cuss words, and told me that I would be incarcerated by the time I was 18.
Huh?
And I don't understand why a public school teacher, a public school teacher, why do you have this job of teaching children if that's how you feel? Because she didn't say that to the white kid. She said that to me and only me. I mean, I was the only nigga in the classroom, obviously, because there ain't too many black people in the whole school. But I still remember that to this day. Words are powerful. And, when you're a child being told this, white children do not go to school and get told by their teachers, you ain't going to be shit. They don't get told that at home. They don't get told that in school. And that affects their development, right? They're not told that. We're told that. And I can't speak to what happens to black people like on the East or West Coast in the South, where there's more black people, where, the teachers are actually black. I don't know because I didn't live that. But what I know is growing up, it's extremes. And so a lot as I got older and as I started seeing more parts of the country and as I started doing the rap thing and I'm talking to other rappers, I'm starting to realize that my perspective in my life is a lot different than theirs. But growing up for Ed Stark in Minnesota, being a light-skinned a black kid with a white mom who only knew that side of his family, black people have nothing. White people have everything. Like spaghetti dinners and shit when you're in high school and stuff like that. And you on a team, you the only black kid on the team, and you going around. You never had spaghetti dinner at your crib because you don't got a crib. You live in a little shoebox, right off Cedar, right next to the mall. A little, just a little, and then but I go to the same school where these cats live in, 5-bedroom, 5-bedroom, what I would refer to as a mansion in the burbs, and eat these big spaghetti dinners. And at that time, I never saw anything like that ever. Like that was my first exposure to that. And it's like, damn, all these everybody on the team, right? Because I played basketball growing up. So all the kids on the team, when you in high school, they all have vehicles because their parents buy them brand new vehicles. I'm taking the city bus. Oh shit, but I'm in the burbs. So the bus only runs every 2 hours. Oh shit, but you know what I'm saying? All this crazy stuff. Oh damn, I can't even afford the bus. And all the black people I know, even the ones who do have black parents, both mommy and daddy, It's the same thing. We ain't got nothing. Yeah. So when I was introduced to, I get everything, school, introduced to the streets, introduced to everything. For me, it was always, we have nothing, they have everything. I didn't see a black cop until I was probably over 21. You know, stuff is different now. Now there's like black police in Minnesota and stuff like that, but I didn't see it at that time. I didn't see a black teacher. I didn't see a black anything. There was it was black kids, and we never had shit, and they had everything. And that's it. So, right. You know, I'm being taught at a very early age, I ain't gonna be shit, because that's the message I'm literally getting from the people who are supposed to be teaching me, right?
And then when you go home, is it being reinforced about your pride or your heritage or anything like that? Are you being supported anyway of any family member, not just mom, any family? Was it any family member?
It don't work right. It don't, because whether it's mom or not, like it's very, you know what? I never thought about it. It's very difficult to explain to someone who's also black but had a black mama. But right. Your moms always love you. Like my mom loved me. She always loved me. Yeah. But that doesn't take away from the fact that in her eyes, I'm Irish or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, nobody else sees that when I walk out that door. Nobody.
Right.
So my life experience is not that. So
basically, your mom is basically convinced herself that you're not black.
Well, my mom is like every other white person. It's black is bad, white is good, and I'm white, and you're my son, therefore you're white. And I think that's a very common way for white parents to look at things. It's, well, and I heard, what's that? Shamar Moore, the actor. What was that show he was on? There was Criminal Minds. You know what I'm talking about? You fuck with it?
Yeah, I seen it before. I see the commercial. I ain't never watched it.
It was more popular a few years back, so I watched it a lot in college and shit like that. But I remember he said in an interview once, I'm proud to be black and I'm proud to be white. And I understand why he said that and why he would have that mentality, because that is the mentality he was probably raised with as a light-skinned cat. But for whatever reason, he's lost. I'm not. And I don't know, you know what I'm saying? So I have no idea about the niggas, like nothing like that. I'm just saying, I understand why he would say that, but that's just simply not fucking true. That's not the way it is. No one views you that way. No one treats you that way. There is no such thing. Your life experience does not reflect that at all. Mine didn't. Like,
so watch the Colin Kaepernick thing.
The documentary, I didn't. I didn't.
You should watch the series on Netflix. I'm telling you, a lot of what you're saying, I watched. Like, he was showing when he was trying to be the quarterback and they wanted to make him a safety because he was the only black kid. He got cornrows like Iverson.
Right.
He got cornrows like Iverson. His mother and father called him a thug.
I had cornrows for a hot second.
Yeah, he did too. He showed why he and the reason he took him out, coach wouldn't play him, and his mother said mother and father said he looked like a thug. He said he never wore cornrows till he got back to the NFL.
Well, I had a genetic disposition to not be allowed to have cornrows.
Don't worry about it, bro. No, hey, look, I'm from the ball. Listen here.
But
I'm in that ball. Let me show you. I'm in that bald and beautiful clique, baby.
Right.
I'm not only a member. I'm the president.
You're the president and the CEO. Shit. Nah, and the women love it. Let me tell you something. The women love it.
Yeah.
I will say this though. It took me many more years than it should to even understand how to take. It's gonna sound so funny. It took me probably at least 2 decades till I really started to understand how to take care of my fucking scalp, because I'm black. in my hair is a certain texture, and
nobody in your house knew what the fuck
I didn't know what blue magic was till I was like 18. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like,
Brody, you need to watch that Colin Kaepernick, Brody. He was saying the same shit. He was like, my mother ain't know what the fuck to do. She went into a black hair store and just asked. And a lady took him and told her.
I had to, we paid the Africans. I had my auntie, my mom's sister, take me to this place where it was a little African braid shop. So all the African chicks, you got to pay them like $60, and this is back then, and $60 to braid my hair. But you know, we can't do that forever. We couldn't even afford that, really. You know, it's like it would get it done once, and then what do we do? Like it was bad, man. It's bad. It's embarrassing and it's hilarious. I can laugh about it now, but like that type of shit, that shit's embarrassing because it's like you damn near have to grow up and go out into the world before you even before you're learning the shit that any other people, white people, Mexican people, Asian people, I don't care what culture you're from, they gonna learn that shit when they're fucking children, just because that's their shit, and you don't get that. You're taught things that aren't for you and aren't by you, and some of us choose to internalize those things, and those people are they're not good people. Those people are the people that I have, that I see as the biggest problem to Black liberation now is the Coon Squad, and there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them, and then there's some people like me that I guess I don't know. I guess the melanin pulled through, but you know what I'm saying. That's unfortunately, I would say the majority of people who grow up and aren't exposed to Black shit before the age of 21, they get lost and then they can never be found. You know, like Elisha Muhammad teaches us, not everyone can be saved. And I believe that for sure.
That's real.
Not everybody can be saved because it's just like you can't. There are some, like when we're talking about like them old white people, they're just that way, and they're gonna be fucking ignorant and racist until the day they die, and that's that. And it's the same way with a lot of the Coons. You can't. Not all Black people can,
make it. It's just some of us ain't gonna make it, and
that's the way it is.
We gotta understand that. See, me growing up in basically the totally opposite environment. They foster, I grew up with my pops. My mom passed when I was 2, so I grew up solely with my pops in all Black DC. So the mayors and all of the councilmen and the people who showing up to my school. Shit, my school was named after a Black man who freed himself and was part of the Underground Railroad, Anthony Bone. My elementary school. So it was fostered in me to be, I explain this all the time on my chat room. That's why people like, why I got into it with a brother. I was sorry, if you don't live here, fuck where you live. What? No disrespect. I visit everywhere. And I ain't been nowhere that's better than where I'm at for Black people. Because, like you said, let me give you an idea. The spaghetti dinners, right, that you was talking about. Oh, I know them. It was over all Black people house. All Black people house. Keep in mind, man, you got the same experience. I'm with my father working hard, but it's 6 of us, 5 or 6 of us. He trying, but I'm broke, catching the bus sometimes to the prom dates and shit like that, or getting rides with my folks whenever people got cars. Basketball team with my cousin, we go over other people's houses, eat. Why they don't come over the house? We live in an apartment. We live in the 2. You can come over and eat, but we live in the 2-bedroom. Y'all got a 5-bedroom house with a backyard. The whole team gonna come over there.
Right.
A few players will come over the apartment, but you know what I'm saying. So I saw success in our color. You know what I'm saying? I saw success from people who look like me. And being around that, it always gives me confidence. That's why I tell people, man, think about it. I grew up in the city. I was down the street from Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. Went to go see her a couple of times. I told you that, right?
Yeah, may she rest in power. Shit, the ISIS papers, that shit. Ooh, that shit's a hard read, but it's a must.
I went with her a couple of times, sat with her, got to sit on that couch and talk to her. So growing up in this city, and think about it, she was from Chicago. Where she moved? Here. She loves Chicago, but why she come here? Because it was a sense of consciousness, it was a sense of pride, and it was a sense of black will kick your ass.
Right.
So I grew up in that environment. So even through the most street thugged out black dude in DC, what you won't find is some coonery. Won't find coonery. You'll find a nigga that's uneducated. You'll find a nigga that's gully or whatever you want to call. You'll find a nigga might rob you. He might do a lot of shit, but he won't put on no tap shoes. Yeah,
he said gully from East Coast shit. Yeah,
you know he will put, but he won't put on his tap shoe. This nigga will so hard. So, on a spiritual type of level, when it comes to revolutionary talk, I found being in holding cells with all these types of brothers that they listen to niggas like me and you when we get to talking about how the system works. And they gravitate to that. Cause see, ain't nothing more than this motherfucking system. Nothing more gang. The shit you had to go through. That's why I say, I told him this gonna be an ongoing thing with me and Ed. We gonna do something like every week. I'm gonna try to do something with him. What we gonna break? What we gonna get to? Y'all gonna get to know Ed. We gonna talk about what's going on in the community. We gonna break shit down. We gonna try to come up with solutions, cause that's what it's about. And y'all can also go to Ed channel and check out that blazing hot music he be putting out. And y'all might be surprised when I'm coming out motherfucking Minnesota, you might hear Veezy on one of them. You never know.
My
still work. My pen still works. Don't just know that. But look,
the mic is hot. It's open. The mic is hot. It's ready for you. It's ready, cuz we in there.
I'm glad I be doing that because that's what I'm great transition into. So, what made the brother is because I got you in a category. See, everybody don't make the LVZ USB off of one damn song when I hear it. You one of the few people, my friend, that made LVZ USB, and you made the Black Power section, Astari X, KRS-One, Chuck D, Ice Cube, The Lynch Mob, Gangsta Nip. It's only K Reno. It's only Nas type. It's only Pop. It's only certain people that can make that. Now, what made Ed start with his background? This is a journalistic question. A Black Power rapper.
I mean, yeah, I think the question isn't what made me a Black Power rapper, because you know, music is my shit, poetry is my shit. So so the question is more simply, what made Ed start Black Power, period? Because whatever it is I would have ended up doing, right? You know, if I was an engineer and I was, you know, whatever, I don't know, whatever I'm doing, that's what it would have been, because that's who I am, is Black Power. Right. But I mean, I don't know, to be honest, because it is interesting when I look around me, and even when I speak to people around me, I don't have I don't have a lot of peers per se
Nope.
in my section.
No, you don't.
Mostly through the Muslim community. Mostly through the masjids and stuff. That's where I find most of my peers. And again, I don't want to say most, but in where I'm from, a lot of that is via the African community, right? So it's a little bit different. But through like, okay, because I'll be at I know, check it. Bald people still go to the barbershop all the time. I don't cut my own hair because when I do, it bumps out and whatever. So I'll be at the barbershop. Plus, I just like to, get the good conversation in. And what I've noticed off the barbershop experiences alone is that when we talking about, a lot of cats is lost, a lot of cats can't be reached. And then how do you reach the ones that you do need to reach? My perspective is very much from the streets, because to be clear, my mama was white. I was raised by white people. My mom's was poor white. Okay.
Poor white.
So
Yeah.
I didn't get the assumption is probably to think, especially me being from Minnesota, that it's like money. No, poor white, which is
no, I know. I see it coming out. Like I said, and we got people from Minnesota in here too. So just to let you know.
Right. So it's not that. And so I did go to college, but my background is in the streets. Okay. I was whatever I was doing. And then Auntie basically gave me get a job or go to college. What did I do? I took my ass to college because at that time I didn't want to get a job. I was young. I was 18, whatever. So, and then even when I got back, couldn't get a job with that degree. Crackers ain't hiring. So I actually have a degree in psychology, minored in philosophy. Thank you. Yeah. And then, but I went back to the streets after I got out of college. Who does that? And the reason I did it is because I was disgusted. I was, hey, I did what I felt like this. I felt that because, again, I was taught with the white teachings. And I don't just mean like formal education. Like I said, I was raised around white people. So I did what Crackers told me I was supposed to do, which is you go to school, then you go to college, you get yourself a degree, you get yourself a good job. And then, work a job until the day that you die. I did all that. And I couldn't get a job that made a living wage. I couldn't get a job that allowed me to pay all my bills. And I ain't talking about like, I wanted this type of car. I wanted a foreign. I wanted to do this. I wanted to trick off with the girls. No, I couldn't find a job that gave me a living wage even after I got out of college. So I ended up turning back to the streets. That's what I did immediately after. Well, not immediately, but I bounced around. And then that's what I ended up doing. I went back to the streets with an education. Because I was like, fuck this. Like, for what am I going to get? I can't. I'm doing it the way they're telling me to do it.
And it's not working.
And I can't even pay my bills. I had bought a house on one of those first-time home buyer programs. And I was like, I think at my lowest of my low, I was a few months away. Because I don't know how many of y'all know this, but when you own a house and you don't pay that note, it's not like you get evicted immediately. You have you stay there for like damn near a year or two before they actually are able to get
the money add up.
So I was months behind. College educated boy, months behind. And niggas is talking to me like, hey, you the only this or that. I know that went to colleges and most of these niggas that I hang with, they didn't, like I said, all the black people in Minnesota, through my eyes, are poor. We all from the gutter. We all from the streets. So who am I around? I'm around street people. I'm a street person, despite the fact I went to college. But what I learned from that I utilize now, especially when I'm just talking to people, especially when I'm talking to people I don't know, is you go to prison, right? And I ain't never been to prison, but I know a lot of people that did. I'd have been in county a couple times, but never been to prison. In prison, the politics are race. Niggas don't care what street you're from. They don't
Nope.
care what hood you're from. Because in prison, you might got a celly, that's what we call them, a celly
Mhm.
that is your enemy. That's your op. You is not supposed to mix. But we black. So
Yeah.
none of that shit matters.
None of that shit matter in here.
And so when I'm talking to what I view as my people, right? And this is the same like type of mentality that I don't know if they still operate like this, but way back in the day, the Nation of Islam used when they was recruiting right off the street, right? I want the lowest of the low. I want it from the bottom, right? In prison, you understand it's about race. Why is it so hard for your gangster ass to understand that it's that way outside of prison? Fuck what gang you from? I don't care. I don't give a fuck, blood. I don't give a fuck. You black. You know what? I get offended when I meet brothers that are in Mexican gangs. Like, damn, cuz the Bloods wasn't hiring.
I'm about to tell you. Right.
I got a white mama, so you got no excuse. That's how I feel. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, nigga, I
can explain that to you. But it ain't no gangs here in DC. So I can explain exactly what that shit is about off the break.
But when I'm talking to like people that's from the street, that's always what I bring up. Like in prison, you get it. It makes sense. Why don't you understand that when I'm talking to you about some racial shit out here? You see what I'm saying?
Because
it's no different.
Because out here, people are cowards. They don't realize that they in prison even when they outside.
I don't know how not. Shit.
Bro, look, I used to say when I was 22, right, that I was a slave. I was working for this electrician company because just like you, I left, went to the military, shit ain't work out, came home. I was delivering fucking pizzas. I said, this shit ain't gonna work. So we started going out where the white people live, me and my cousin, and robbing them. Couple of times we got away. It was some whoa. So I said, he was like, "Cuzzo, I got an idea. I'm going to go to this." He was Bud. He was like one of his clients. Had they was a foreman at one of these electrician sites and hired us to be an electrician union. My cousin's still an electrician. This was in '99. So he a master electrician making good money now.
Electricians get bread.
Right. Yeah. So he get us in the union.
Yeah.
We working pretty good. We making pretty good money.
Yeah.
And one dude was, I was like, yeah, man, but it's still like slavery. They was like, what? I said, cause look, all I'm doing is working every to pay the rent man, which is a white man. Then I come here, pay the metro man or the gas man if I got a car or catch the bus. Then I gotta pay the grocery white man. I said, man, only difference is I pick what plantation I work for, and I pick what clothes I wear and what scraps I get to eat.
Corporate plantation, yeah.
I said, this ain't freshly grown food. This shit truck. This scraps. It's just selling scraps. The meat. Look, if they got organic, a Russian white dude said this to me. I worked at a hardware store. He said, my friend, how do you feel living in a country where they charge you more for eating food to make you healthy? They have regular and organic.
Right.
They know the organic is better. They charge you more for giving you real food. And I said, damn. He said, yeah, think about that. I said, motherfuckers trying to kill you. And then you already know how they feel about us. That shit is times 10. So my respect and my salute to you is for you to maintain through the fire. Like I say, maintain your roots and still understand, man. When I leave out of this house, I know mom love me and all that shit, but they ain't gonna find out she white till after they shoot.
No, and that's I've literally said that. I've said that same thing. That's like how I explain things to a lot of people that'll be like, but your mom's white. And I'm like, so you telling me the police, like they look at me and they're like, oh, I think he has a white mom. No, nigga. And you think that helps me in any type of way? No. And by the way, I'm 6'2", 280. Okay. I'm a big person. I'm a big human. That shit doesn't fucking matter. Like that colorism shit is gone.
No,
because
what's so funny, you look like my damn oldest son. He's 6'4". He's 6'4", like 240. And I say the same shit. I say, man, his mom look almost racially ambiguous. She light skinned like you. She lighter than you, but she just had two parents that was light like her. I said, ain't nobody gonna see none of that shit. They see my son, they see a big old nigga, and if he move wrong, he get shot.
And I swear, like you could, like, motherfucker, you know, because here's the thing, like I'll say, probably like 80% of my partners is dark skinned. So you know how when fellas get together, you kick around the light skin, dark skin jokes, and that's all cool. I got no problem with that because that's amongst brothers. That's amongst people.
Yeah,
but you know what I'm saying. So like for instance, me and the other homie who's light skinned, Screech, his beard even crazier than mine, and they always used to, oh, you terrorist, you this, you that. You know what I'm saying? That's all funny and games. Like I don't give a shit. But you know what? Ain't no white person, ain't no police ever had them. They never hesitated. They never hesitated. I was always one of them. Always. So the experience and the way I've been treated, like that shit, I don't give a fuck how light skin, dark skin, what kind of hair you got, whether you got dreads or not. That shit don't fucking matter.
That's how you know whoever does that is a coon. Because I tell people that all the time. I show a picture of me and my sibling and then show our mothers. I was like, explain how my youngest brother is darker than me, his mother, your complexion. But yeah, I said, you know, we black people, we can make any color under the spectrum.
And that's a common misconception. Motherfuckers think, I remember, so there's this dude, I don't know if I don't want to say he's famous, but he's this
you guys talking about Kamal Bell? Thank you. Because Professor Black Truth just lit him up this morning. And I watched your video that you did, and I was like, that.
Oh, he's hey, I ain't gonna lie. That Kamal, that
they don't know.
He's suspect.
Listen to this, y'all.
He's suspect. He a little suspect, though.
Watch this, y'all. Ed did a video on Kamal Bell 10 days ago. Now, everybody in my chat room and whoever gonna watch this video know about Professor Black Truth. He was talking about Kamal Bell this morning. So go ahead, Ed. Tell him what you saw.
Oh, okay. So, Private School Negro, I believe, is what the Netflix special is called, and it came out a minute ago, like in 2018. But I just recently saw it. And so then I made my little video about it because it resonates with me because I'm light skinned and because of my life experience and because of everything we just been talking about me being raised by white folks, right? So the Kamal is dark skinned and he keeps talking about his white wife. Okay. I personally am of the belief that you cannot truly be pro-black if you have a white wife, but that is not a universal belief. There are other people who I do believe are pro-black who would not agree with me. So, you know, that's just is what it is. Okay, so that's number one. It's a red flag, though. At the very least, it's a red flag.
That's not the road we going down, though. Go ahead.
Right. I want to. I just take that back. I don't want to get us in a rabbit hole, but
we're going down there right now.
He keeps referring to his kids. I believe he has 2 daughters as black and mixed race. And he uses that same phrase 3 or 4 times throughout the episode, black and mixed race. Why doesn't he say black, mixed race, and white? Why doesn't he say black and white? Why does he not use the phrase white at all? Because he's very intelligent. It's obvious from his set that he's intelligent. And he knows his daughters are black, whether they look black or not. I don't know what they look like, but he said in the special, one is melanated and the other is white passing. The white passing one, she black. I don't need to see what she looks like. She's black. I see what her daddy looks like. That's how I know she black. I don't care what her features are. She's black. Even if she looks white, to me, she is black, at least genetically. Right. So my point is, he knows that his kids are black, but he still throws that mixed race in there to kind of like appease white people, to appease the mother of his child who's white. And I respect that because I understand that, because my sister's white, my mama white. I got a lot of white family members, so I understand that. But you don't want to just like chop their head off like that. But the fact is, I'm not white at all. I don't identify with white people at all. His daughters are not white at all. Our genes are dominant. It takes two things to be black: black genetics and black psychology. If those little girls have black psychology, they are definitely black, because look at their daddy.
But it's one thing that I caught in that you said.
What's that?
Now, both his daughters are by the same woman, right?
From what I understood from the special, yeah.
Why did he refer to one as black and one as mixed race? Because remember, that's what you said. He referred to one of them as black and referred to the other one as mixed race, right?
No, I think, again, I just watched it once, but I think he referred to them collectively as black and mixed race. But he did make it a point, because it has something to do with the joke, that one is obviously black and the other, you wouldn't know. Like, you would know maybe if she was standing next to him, but if she was with her mama, like, and they was out alone, you would never notice she was black. That's what I understood from it.
Okay. So he calls the white passing one mixed race as if she's less blacker than the darker one.
No. I think, I think that he referred to them both as mixed race. But my point was, I personally, as a light-skinned person, and this is an unpopular opinion, I hate that word, mixed. You're mixed. I'm not fucking mixed. Mixed with what? Mixed with what? Your hate? Yeah, I'm mixed with that. I'm not fucking mixed. I'm black. You see what I'm saying? Everywhere, like when I go places, how I'm treated, how them crackers been treating me since the day I was born. Since every time when them white ladies cross the street,
they don't say, "Hey, no, he." Yeah, they don't look at you and go, "Hey, that's one of us." Yeah.
No, they don't get no passes. There's no preferential treatment or some bullshit like that. Like on the street, they'll kill us and treat us and exploit us just the same as dark-skinned people. And then, for those of us who are unfortunate enough to get sent to a slave warehouse, aka a prison, what are you gonna do? You gonna click up with the Nazis? I don't think so. You're gonna be welcomed by the brothers because you're a brother. It doesn't matter if you're fucking light-skinned or whatever. Like that shit doesn't matter at all.
Everybody know. You got what's up, man?
Just looking for football.
But yeah, like you said, they ain't doing that but linking up with the brothers, because you ain't gonna be able to make it with nobody else.
Well, and why would you want to? You're not. I don't feel that I'm better or different than a dark-skinned person. I just feel that I resonate and gravitate towards melanated people. You know what I'm saying? I feel their pain. I'm offended by the things they're offended by, because they're talking about and treating me that way.
Right. Because
Like,
that's
I'm not.
that's your kinship. That's who you share the oppression. Look, I told the motherfucker same thing one day. I said, you know, Frederick Douglass was a slave. What you mean? His father was white. He still ran the fuck away. He still look. That shit ain't make him no less a slave. No.
Right.
If Frederick Douglass ran back to the motherfucking South, he'd have been recaptured.
And even all that, like, you know, house nigga, field nigga shit, that wasn't. I think sometimes that can be misinterpreted, right? That's not this particular group of people was treated better because the supposed masters thought of them as better. No, the fuck they didn't. They did that intentional. That is part of slavery. That is part of the molestation and the abuse, is to, you know, treat this particular individual a little bit better to cause dissent, right? You buck breaking isn't there, you know.
That's Willie Lynch. That's Willie Lynch.
Right. That's intentional to hurt us collectively. It's not that them crackers was like, oh, well, these, you know, I raped so-and-so, so now those little light-skinned babies, they're all right. No, they treated them a little bit different, just intentionally to fuck with all of us more so that we would never rise up. You see what I'm saying? Like, it was all plotted and planned. Like, no one ever accused our enemy of being stupid.
They treated them a little better because they treated the ones that lived a little better. You know, sometimes them wives would kill them motherfucker baby.
Even them babies that they did treat better or whatever, they wasn't treating them better because they loved them or thought better of them. That's my point.
No.
They put them in the same exact category, but they might have treated them a little bit better because they want to create division and dissent amongst our people. And like even if you are getting better scraps, you're still, you see what I'm saying? So like even if Park was treated a little bit better than VZ or whatever.
Nah, see, look, this is what I'm saying. Ed Stark might have been treated a little better than VZ, but at the end of the day, what ends up happening is Ed Stark tells VZ when Massa sleep, because Ed Stark is one of the ones that plans the runaways. If you look,
we cutting heads off, nigga. No, I would not have survived. I'd be dead.
Really? No. If you look through the stories, I'd be dead. Ed, if you look through the stories, Ed, most of the revolts and the runaways was started by the house niggas. It wasn't started by all the field niggas.
Okay, and that's knowledge because I didn't know that.
Yes, most of the house niggas started and plotted the runaway. Even George Washington's house slave that baked the cake, he baked that nigga a cake and ran away. Happy birthday, nigga. I'm about to get some freedom.
That makes sense to me because when you think about our actual history and our actual ancestors, a lot of the people, Elisha Muhammad, Malcolm X, these are light-skinned people. You see, like, so you telling me that they're not really black? Right. Like that doesn't make any sense. It's all the same. I don't give a fuck about the color of the features. Like it's all about us as a people.
You know that shit over with basically with us. We don't do that shit. That colorism shit, that shit be done by a lot of the color cast people from the Caribbeans. Not a lot of Haitians don't do that shit. It's normally the Jamaicans and people that do that shit. But we really ain't on that shit because, like I said, my family, we got so many light skin and dark. You can't do that. There's too many of us. There's too many different colors. But one thing, your experience, your personal experience, I think is a good teachable moment for a lot of people because people need to understand. Like when I was talking about Colin Kaepernick, when the shit first kicked off, I said, Slim, y'all got to understand, he coming from a whole different approach. He done had to suppress his blackness in a way none of us ever have had to suppress it. Suppressing blackness, every black person knows about that.
Oh yeah.
Come on, do it every time you get a job. And hello.
Oh yeah.
I'm not LVZ at a job interview. I don't go, what's up, man? What type of Bama shit y'all got? And I go, hello, I'm LeVar Smith. What do you need? Yeah. So you gotta suppress your black.
For sure.
But he was in a position where he was subconsciously and consciously suppressing his blackness until he was showing in the documentary. That's why I say, in that little series, you need to watch it. I know it ain't, I don't like Ava DuVernay either, but it's him telling his story.
No,
and him telling.
I'll check it out.
So what I noticed was when he got around his black friends, that's when he was his most comfortable. And he didn't realize that until he became a grown man. And I was telling people that. I said, look, Slim, they're like, why he just awakened now? I said he was raised in a position where he had to suppress his blackness. His mother and his father, his adoptive mother and father, took care of him. They loved him or whatever. So, no, he ain't gonna go. Adopted? Yeah, he's adopted by 2 white people.
Oh, damn.
You see,
I got a problem with that off rip. I know that's not what we talking about.
That's why I said you need to see. That's why I say you need to watch that joke, because this shit, you'll be like, damn.
No, I got a problem with that, right? I got a problem with that big time.
Like, he's not related to these at all. And then it's 2 white people. So he has a white dad and a white. At least you know. All right, I might not have met my dad on my dad's side, but I know he's a black man. His mom, he knew his dad was black from his mom leaving him for adoption.
Okay, yeah. But so both his biological parents was black?
Nope. His father was black, his mom was white. His mom gave him up for adoption.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out. That out for sure.
And then look, one more thing, because we about to get out of here. But one more thing about that, a dynamic I want people to understand. Now that we know Colin Kaepernick's mother is a right-wing white supremacist Trump supporter, can we kind of understand why she gave that black baby up?
Oh, for adoption? I mean,
yes.
Yeah.
I got a cousin in Florida. He had a baby by a white supremacist suspect girl when he was a teenager. Her father was a stomped down white supremacist. He lives in Jacksonville. He was not allowed to come see the baby or look, the baby wasn't allowed in the house. He used to drop the mother off back at home when they had a baby together. She ends up meeting a Chad later on, 10 years down the line, and abandoning the baby. Because Chad don't want to take care of this little Negro baby. Yeah, it's really real. So I know a lot of instances like that where I'd have had to help family members like, hey, Slim, this is how you get custody of your kid. This is what you do about this. But why in the fuck? I'm visiting him for the first time in Jacksonville since he was a kid. I get down there, I see he got this little white girlfriend and a baby. I said, oh, you doing good now, huh? No, yeah. All right, I'm going to go drop her off. He got the baby and her. This motherfucker come back with the baby. I'm like, well, where's the mother? Oh, no, I can't leave the baby. I can't stay over there. Huh? How you have a baby by that? What's up, Danielle? Me and Ed been chopping it up for a minute, baby. Me and Ed been chopping it up for a minute. Me and Ed gonna be chopping it up, baby.
Yeah. Shit, man.
That it's some wild shit. So that's why I say, bro, watch that motherfucking Colin Kaepernick jump. They call me on the phone. Just call me on the phone. Tell me what you think about that joint after you watch it. Cause I binge watched that joint here today. I said, wow.
Yeah, I would. I mean, shit. It's probably gonna. I mean, that's a little bit different though because they adopted him, but that's gonna remind me a lot of my shit. And it's like, I don't know too many light-skinned people that had good childhoods. I'll put it that way. Shit.
Right, and if they did, it took for them to get older to realize again, I was suppressing my blackness. So this racist shit was happening to me, and they didn't really defend me like they should. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you get no defense. You get no defense because you got to remember, literally, something can happen in what actually happened. So what I see is not what they see. They literally see something different because that's how ignorance and hatred works. You get no defense growing up. Which is why I personally feel that white folks raising black babies is basically child abuse. But
right.
That's another topic. Like that's
yeah, we're gonna talk about that next time. We're gonna talk about that on the next one. Next Brothers to Brothers, Ed Stock, LVZ. We're gonna talk about white people raising black babies. Is it child abuse? Because we think so. Y'all already heard me say this before. That is, when I see a white man with a black child, Ed, I follow that motherfucker. I don't care what I'm doing. I turn into motherfucker. And I don't give a fuck what I'm doing. I was at the grocery store. I bought all my groceries. Just leave that shit in the eye. Fuck that. Come on, Shamari. Watch his white ass. Write down his tags. I'm driving, sitting in front of this motherfucker. I don't know where the fuck I'm at. I'm in front of this motherfucker house. Something is happening to this kid. Something is happening to this kid. And for real. And you find out too many times, even in the best of situations, like yours, meaning that it ain't no like physical or sexual abuse thing, it's still an element of feeling like a stranger in your own element. Like, hold on, man. Right here, I'm supposed to be protected the most. Anything I do, I'm supposed to be backed up by you. I'm not supposed to be having to be questioned by you. A black family, all right, if we had a black uncle, not even your dad, a black uncle, somebody from his family, a black man, period, and you go, hey, I don't know how I felt about this right here. The way he gonna go to the school gonna be way harder than your mom goes. And it's not like you said, your mom love you infinitely, but it's gonna be because the way that black man felt, he knows what you're going through. He doesn't ever want to see that passed down. So he's gonna fight vehemently to make sure that doesn't happen. Like if you was going to your daughter's school and you saw them sending some kid to detention and you look at him like, hold on, man, that's Lord Duran. He don't do nothing. Hey, what'd he do? Oh, well, he was acting out. Well, why you couldn't call his mother? You got to send him to detention. It's going to strike something in you, right?
Right. I think that...
And that's what I'm saying, man. I believe when you say that it's child abuse, I believe, like I say that. I say, man, I know this sounds fucked up, but if white people gonna have kids, black kids, it has to be a black sponsor that has to be always around.
I just think it shouldn't happen, period. But
we gonna say that. Look at you. How we gonna say that?
Good intentions are not enough. Good intentions do not create healthy humans. Good intentions. You can have good intentions and accidentally murder someone, right? You can have good intentions and really fuck people up. So you can love you can love a child of any color or whatever and say, hey, I'm gonna go raise this baby. Okay, you not fit. I'll put it that way. You not fit. You are not fit to raise this baby.
Amen.
Because
Amen.
You don't have the tools. You don't have the necessary knowledge or skill set. Just loving the thing ain't enough. That's not enough. In my world, but again, that's based on personal experience.
No, that's based on reality. Look, every woman will tell you when they breaking up, loving ain't enough. So look, that's the case. That's a real thing. Love sometimes loving it ain't enough. You need the tools to provide for that child. So yeah, man, we're gonna have to chop it up on that next one, Brody. But thank you for being on this tonight on our first joint, huh?
My pleasure, man, brother to brother. I appreciate you having me on. I appreciate you exposing me to your audience. It's nothing but love, black love, and black love only. You did?
Hell yeah. You know that's how we do it. Black first. My brother Ed Stark. Y'all go check out Ed. You got something new coming up or something that you want to tell the people about right now?
I got nonstop new shit. Really, what I need y'all to do is to subscribe to the channel, the YouTube channel, and go check out OGEdStark.com. That's EDD, so 2 D's, OGEdStark.com. Check it out. Appreciate it.
Check it out. Y'all go to it. Check it out. And we'll be back next week where we're going to be talking about this topic. White people raising black kids. Should be child abuse, man. So y'all know how we roll. Be good. Hey, go and watch that joint. Call me, man. Call me.
I got you. I'm going to check it out.
All right, bro. Later.
All right, be cool.
Peace.